Hi guys, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I want to review for you a movie I just watched called Furious 7. First off, I can start with the name. What is the deal with the name, Furious 7? It's like they don't want you to know it's a sequel to the Fast and the Furious, but they still put a 7, and it's like, maybe they're like, well, we'll just be smart, we're not going to be lazy, we won't just call it Fast and the Furious 7. We'll call it Furious 7, so we'll just take out most of the words, because we're not being lazy. Like, why can't they just call it Fast and Furious 7? We all know it's the 6th sequel. Why do they have to keep... Like, all of them have a totally different name, but yet they're still in the same run. And then, what's the deal with calling this one Fast 5, and this one Furious 7? Is the next one going to be called And 8? Like, it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. Fast and the Furious is the name of the movie. Keep it that. Now, before I get into the movie, go back and watch this one. It's terrible. If you're not gonna watch it, just go ahead and fast forward an hour and 47 minutes. Just kidding. So, the first movie, I like it, but the acting in it is so terrible. But it had a good idea. It had a good story, a well-made movie. Unfortunately, this one, bad acting, and even a bad story to boot. So let's try to get into this plot of this movie. It was so simple. I mean, all they had to do, they even set it up already. Jason Statham, out for revenge for his brother. He's gonna try to kill the entire Fast and the Furious crew, or as Vin Diesel would say, Mi Familia. And for a few minutes, it was that. Now this movie starts out with them kind of focusing on the fact that Brian is now a father and his life is changing. And, well, maybe on the outside he appears to be changing. On the inside, he's still just a bloodthirsty killer. So, very quickly forgets about that. I'm not really even sure what that was about, why they even put that in there. It's not that for like the whole rest of the movie. So they get a package delivered, and it's a bomb sent by Jason Statham. Oh, and Jason Statham also crippled The Rock like 4 seconds into the movie. Well, he didn't cripple him, but he broke his arm and his collarbone or something, and then he's just in the hospital for like 6 months with a cast on his arm. Like, how long do you stay in the hospital for a broken arm? I don't know. I wouldn't think that long, especially if you're a superhero like The Rock. So don't expect much of The Rock in this one, even though he's their best actor. He's not in it much. So this whole story of Jason Statham in for revenge, out for blood, takes a back seat to this most confusing, unnecessary story in the history of movies. It feels more like Expendables or like a James Bond movie with international terrorists and the fate of the world. Wasn't this movie about street racing and street racing gangs? How did they become this over action-packed superhero, bull? Like, why? Why did it turn into that? And then they're like, they listen to our complaints, We said, hey, where's the street racing? You guys were about the street racing. What happened? So they put in a token little 30 seconds. They take Letty to Street Wars, and she drag races this guy for some reason, and then Hector's there from the original movie. And it's like, what? Why? I don't even know. That's the only racing in the whole movie, just that one little thing. And there's a point behind it, but it's just, why even bother? So this woman has created I said that really weird. This woman has created this I forgot what they called it now. Basically, it's a thing that tracks people. I think there's already stuff that practically exists like this. It's in almost every movie where like they take over all your cell phones and all the security cameras and all the TV cameras, and then it finds people. I mean, it's been in so many movies. I can specifically remember Ex Machina recently did that. I know there's been other ones, I just can't think of off the top of my head. So there's this guy, and I don't even know who he was, just some guy from some country, and he wants to steal it. And so Kurt Russell comes to them, and he's like, oh, if you guys go get that girl for me, and then we get the thing, and then we'll let you guys use it so you guys can find Jason Statham, and then you guys could go kill him. But like, you guys were gonna have to basically go to war with this guy. And see, the problem with my whole plan is every 5 minutes in this movie, Jason Statham's already tried to kill you. So like, you guys really don't even have to find him. He keeps finding you. Like, even when you guys go like all the way across the world and you like parachute out of an airplane in your car, and then like he just pops out of the woods in his car, and he's, you know, but like this way, then you guys could find him, and then like you could sneak up on him, and then like he probably wouldn't even be ready, and then like you guys could kill him. And they're like, yeah. I think you guys are getting the point. The story is ridiculous and is totally unnecessary, and not at all what I would have expected. Pretty much everybody's delivery in this movie is terrible. They're like all robots, and they're like, they act like they're bored and tired, and they don't even want to be there. And it's like almost every line feels like it was just the first take, and they're like, whatever, who cares? This is seventh one, who cares? and like, okay, they acted like everything was a punchline to a joke that nobody was telling. And I was just like, are these jokes? What's going on with this movie? What are they doing? And I'll give you guys an example. This is just one example. So the Rock calls for Toretto, or somebody gets Toretto and brings him to him in the hospital, and he tells him all about Jason Statham and why he's after them. And then, you know, Toretto's like, so how do I find him? And The Rock's like, officially, you don't find him. And then Toretto's like, oh man, I want to find him. And then The Rock's like, well, officially, my answer is that you can't find him because you don't have the thing. And then he's like, but as my best friend, I would tell you that if you find him, to kill him. What? I'm not even making this up, is the best part. It's like, that's almost a quote of the actual lines. It didn't even make any sense. And so they basically are trying to get the thing, and then the bad guys get the thing, and then the thing happens, and then they're like, oh, you know what we should do? I know we're like in this other country, but we should go back to LA, so that way all the terrorists could come to LA, and then we could destroy LA. And they're like, yeah. Going back to the whole delivery thing, like, even Tyrese Gibson, like, he was like telling his stupid jokes, and even he was like he had this look on his face, like, really? I've been in all these movies, and I'm still just the guy who just says these stupid jokes, and they're not even funny. And then he even referenced the ridiculous stunts from Fast, Furious, and the Furious... What was 6 called? Fast, Furious 6? I don't even know. Anyways. So, what did this movie do right? Well, it had a lot of action. It had a lot of cars, a lot of chasing. There wasn't racing, but chasing. And obviously that stuff was enjoyable. You know, the action, the fighting. There were some fights and lots of shooting and stuff like that. You know, was pretty good. But to me, like I said, you know, this isn't Expendables. This is a street racing movie. Where is the street racing, and why is everybody a superhero? So if you guys haven't figured it out yet, I didn't really enjoy this movie. Even though I had low expectations, it still didn't live up to them. I wish they wouldn't make a Fast 8. I wish that they would just let this series die. It's been dying, and why does it keep going? Because you and me, we keep watching it. We keep watching them, and they'll keep going as long as we keep watching them. Now, I don't want to talk too much about Paul Walker. Obviously, it's a tragedy and it's sad, but I can't. I say this all the time. You can't let a passing of a celebrity influence your thoughts on the movie. and I try not to. So, and they had that ending, and they called it like the Paul Walker tribute. And so many people said it was sad. My wife said she thought it was really sad. I didn't see that it was sad. Maybe I didn't see it, you know. And they put like for Paul at the end, and they didn't even put like, oh, we miss you, Paul, or we're gonna end this series in your honor, so nobody has to suffer through these anymore, Paul. You know, and it was just kind of, I don't know. I thought they didn't do enough. They should have done something better. Now, obviously, I don't know how much this movie was changed after his passing, but he wasn't in it a lot, and I'm not going to let that influence me at all, because that's to be expected. Also, Jordana Brewster isn't in it really at all. I don't know, it's mainly Vin Diesel, I guess. It kind of jumps around a lot, and you don't really ever know what's going on in any way. It's so confusing. It feels like 10 movies all cut together and totally unnecessary. And, you know, honestly, if I think they had just made a Jason Statham coming after them all and them, I don't know, fighting him or escaping him or bringing him into the familia, maybe it would have been better. I don't know. I don't know what they could have done to improve this movie. So, for score on this, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I thought it was below average and not one I enjoyed. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed this, and I'm sorry that I don't agree with you. That's just part of life, you know. So if you guys would like to comment on any of my complaints, I gave it some positives. Had some good things, you know, the chases, the cars were cool. I guess if you jump out of an airplane and then Tyrese Gibson jumps out 10 minutes later, you'll land in the same spot. Crazy, right? Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're interested, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, follow on Twitter, and follow on Instagram.